We watch shows online and we rate them. Talk about how much we love them or hate them. Yes, we're like everyone else on the internet, no need to get shirty. But hey, if you enjoy people ranting for hours, welcome friend to Bingeworthy.
So, spoilers! Let's talk about spoilers about the writing.
Oh my god, okay.
So,
Right, where do I start? Alright, so first of all, to spoil you guys on what the plot change is from the book. In the book, you guys know that when D'Artagnan meets the
they might not know.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, when D'Artagnan first meets the three Musketeers, like the bumbling, he's not really bumbling, but like the brash young idiot he can be sometimes, he just barges into these three guys at separate occasions in the same day, and he knocks into Athos's wounded shoulder, and he picks up a lady's handkerchief for Aramis, and what does he do for Porthos? I keep forgetting.
Oh gosh, I do keep forgetting what he does with Porthos.
It's something, he basically embarrasses or insults them all accidentally, and ends up being challenged to a duel by each of the Musketeers separately, without each other, and then when he turns up, at the time that he's arranged to have each of them duel him one after the other, they're all there.
They're all each other's seconds.
And they realise they're all fighting the same guy, and it's quite fun.
Which is an amazing story. It's one of the best beginnings you could have for a book.
It's a fantastic beginning, because after that, they're about to start fighting, and the Red Guards turn up and are like, this is illegal, and so they all fight the Red Guards together and become friends.
It's such a classic. It's a brilliant way to
very
start
dynamic.
the story.
It kind of introduces each of the three Musketeers and how they're offended because Aramis, he's got a girlfriend. Nobody wants to know about. Atos being wounded
because
he's brave and strong. And I can't remember Porthos, but I think it was something to do with gambling. I want to say.
Oh gosh, can you look this up?
No, it was his shirt. It was something about his coat or his shirt. It was like a really nice piece of clothing, and D'Artagnan like knocked it into the mud or something. Something like that. I think he damaged a piece of clothing. But yeah, it kind of links into each of their personalities, and you get to find out that they're all great friends.
It's really good characterization of all four characters.
Because you also get that sense of D'Artagnan being well-meaning, but occasionally quite rash. He doesn't like challenge them all to duels. He tries to defuse a situation. When they won't let him defuse it, he goes, fine then, we'll fight again. After the other two people I'm already fighting.
Problem is, if you're gonna go and change that, you better have something very good to change it to.
Yeah, you need something
if you're gonna do away with that whole situation. Especially in the show, I'm actually quite surprised because this is clearly a show that caters to the young people and baby girls, and you want to see these guys like each other and be all romancy, and that's such a good setup for that.
Yeah.
And you can have so many jokes in that, you can make it funny. There's a lot of opportunities within that.
I was really looking forward, because when I think I've actually seen the beginning of this episode before the 2 times I've watched it so far. And I think I remember just not watching the rest of the series because I was disappointed that that scene wasn't there. It's one of my favourite scenes in the book. I really enjoyed that scene. It was a scene I read over and over again because I loved the way they all came together. And
it was quite funny.
The way they made friends.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's engaging, and it's delightful to see them all then beat people up together.
Instead, what we've got, right, straight off the bat,
like first episode of a season, we have
this guy, like this bandit, who literally walks into places and goes, I'm Atos, now I'm gonna kill you, and kills people, which is hilarious, obviously, because like, he goes there and goes, I'm this person, you can almost like, here's my card.
D'Artagnan's dad gets murdered by somebody who claims to be Athos. And so D'Artagnan shows up, challenges Athos to a duel, like a crazy person. He's Inigo Montoya, and Athos killed his father, and Athos must now prepare to die.
Aramis is sleeping with the Cardinal's mistress, which, okay, fair enough. Everyone's really stupid because Aramis leaves his mistress's quarters, leaves a pistol there.
Yeah,
that could incriminate him, and it does incriminate him later.
The Cardinal asked Milady to find out who owned that pistol. We find out she did when the Cardinal takes his mistress in a carriage to the forest, chops her out, tells her she's a traitor, and shoots her with the same pistol. had more impact for me. I cared more about that mistress dying than I cared about Athos's plight, because
I did, yeah.
she had somehow had more characterization than anybody else.
Yeah, no,
in
that's
the
true.
2 seconds she's been on screen, and it was really harsh. It just came out of
Well, it's
nowhere.
also because, I mean, one of the reasons you care more is because you know Atos is not gonna die.
Yeah, but still, it had more, and you shouldn't have a minor side character's death having more impact than your main character being sentenced to being executed. That shouldn't be what's happening in your first episode.
Possibly the only human reaction we got was from Artemis when he realized what had probably happened.
Yeah,
he shows up
that was true.
at her place to look for her, and gets told that she's away in the Cardinal's country mansion or whatever. She's not gonna be back for a while, but she wanted him to have this package, and the maid or whatever at the door gives him back the pistol, at which point he realizes or suspects what's happened, and that's the only point where we actually get a human reaction out of character, because he's clearly upset. Milady shows up with what's apparently, we now know, the Spanish ambassador. In the same inn that D'Artagnan is staying in. She
takes the Spanish ambassador to a room, and then D'Artagnan's randomly awake in the middle of the night, and she shows up with a pistol, and she's like, "You need to learn some manners, young man." And
because they have like a very minor altercation
spat where
that.
he's telling them that the prices are high, and the Spanish ambassador decides to take offense for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
They're tiny spat. She's just like, "You need to learn some manners, young man." And then they start kissing, and then they have sex.
Yeah, which
there
is
a scale of 0 to 100, and Milady apparently decides that, I get her plan, because later it's made obvious that she picked him, obviously, because he had had a public altercation with the Spanish ambassador. Ergo, you find out in the morning she's planted the dagger she's used to kill the guy.
What was her
D'Artagnan.
initial plan is my question, because what was the plan? Was she just randomly
the Cardinal
looking
later telling her off for killing the ambassador, so maybe she was just meant to have sex with him and then steal letters.
I suppose, yeah.
That
Okay,
was
but
probably
anyway,
the initial
she
plan.
frames D'Artagnan in the possibly silliest least subtle way, and that
She is
would
losing
never
her touch.
that would never work if D'Artagnan. Everyone, by the way, everyone in this is a complete idiot.
Everyone's stupid.
So basically, the way Milady frames D'Artagnan is, so they have sex, he falls asleep, wakes up. There's a bloody dagger stuck into the pillow right next to his head.
Now
what does he do?
Waking up and seeing that would be like, holy shit, somebody's trying to threaten my life, I'm leaving. What he does is he pulls the dagger out, looks at it, sees a crowd of people, he is screaming, goes to the crowd of people, holding the bloody dagger in his hand like this. Oddly enough, people then think that he murdered a la Marat, the Spanish ambassador, who is dead.
Who is just
in a
dead
bathtub
lying
with
there,
his,
because, you know, there's a dead body here, and there's a guy literally standing there with a bloody dagger.
Exactly.
Looking
the
like
dumbest
this.
guy ever.
So
So he then has to run, because he's fallen right into Milady's trap, which really shouldn't have been that easy to fall into. D'Artagnan, what are you doing?
So he runs into the street, and he's running away from the crowd chasing him. Bumps into Constance at the market,
And
starts
pulls,
kissing her.
39 steps on her, which is weird as fuck. In 39 steps, there's a classic move where the guy who's running away from people just starts kissing a strange lady.
Essentially. You know, that cliche, which is, okay, they try to lampshade it. They do lampshade, like this, again, this would have worked if it would, there's just something missing. They lampshade it, because he starts kissing her, the crowd runs by, and he goes, oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
Yeah,
Which could be
do
funny.
an effort to lampshade it.
Which could be funny.
I think it would have been funnier if
well.
the last person in the queue just standing there watching them going, I can't believe you thought that would work. That would have been funnier. If it hadn't worked.
But that's how he meets Constance. So this Constance is very, oh, here's your modern day woman, Constance. So we're gonna take this cliche of the damsel in distress and we're gonna make her really spunky. But the problem is that they've forced her into another cliche.
Yeah,
Because
she's
she
this
is
maternal, everybody's best friend,
spunky
female now, because apparently she knows all the Musketeers.
Oh yeah, she knows all the Musketeers.
She wanders around
already.
town all the time, hanging out with single men.
Usually they make her single to make it less of a, you know, but she is originally married. This one is married as well. And she sees that he's kind of looking a little bit famed. Why was he? I got him
wounded in the fight after his dad got killed, I think.
I suppose. So basically then she drags him to her house, to his husband's house, and kind of, I suppose, patches him up and takes care of him, at which point he gets up and decides to go fight Atos.
He goes in there, challenges Atos to a duel. Atos is like, I didn't kill your dad. And he's just like,
a mistake,
fuck you, and keeps fighting him. And then Atos wins and is kind of threatening him, like, I didn't kill your dad, stop it. So D'Artagnan throws a knife at his back and is like, I'm gonna kill you either way, dude. Fight me. At which point the other Musketeers are just like, look, shh, stop. So he ends up fighting all three of them.
Yeah, they're basically trying to defuse it the whole time.
Yeah,
he fights them.
It does not look good for D'Artagnan because it basically makes him look like an idiot.
Like an idiot, and I suppose it's to show off the fact that he's brave and fights all three of them, but it seems like a stupid... I mean... You know, if this situation was real, and if it wasn't the Three Musketeers who were trying very hard not to kill him, he would be dead. He would not have avenged his father. There'd be no point.
Not to mention the fact that it should be very plain to him that this is not the same kind of man who killed his dad, because this guy's like, I don't want to kill you. Stop fighting me.
I suppose doesn't look like the sort of person that would walk into
a bar and say,
I'm Atos,
and bang, shoot somebody in the forehead.
That this bandit has also stolen a bunch of really important papers and things that are politically important and whatever. I think we lost the thread at that point because it wasn't very
Spanish ambassador papers. Basically,
oh, yeah.
de Treville has set up this meeting between the king and the Spanish ambassador that the cardinal's not keen to go forwards, but the cardinal's not meant to know about. And the king's very worried that it's going to get out that he's been looking into making a treaty with Spain, I think. This is what I've gathered, because they weren't very specific about what was going on.
I honestly
just
didn't care, to be honest.
Basically, these letters and the Spanish ambassador have gone missing. The three main musketeers are out looking into it, and that's when people start coming forward and accusing the musketeers of rampaging in the streets, including Athos is meant to be out murdering people. These are the main, like, witnesses. Yeah. So the king's pissed off that the Spanish ambassador and his letters have gone missing, and on top of that, the musketeers are causing trouble. So he decides to make an example and sentences Athos to death. The issue with doing this in your very first episode, in your very first 10 minutes, is basically that nobody... It's not that we don't give a shit, because of course innocent person being sentenced to death isn't a good thing. But we don't give much of a shit, because he's a character we have not had any interaction with yet. We've had like 5 seconds of him wandering around going, hey, to his mates, I don't really, just don't gamble, and...
Yeah, it feels like he just really doesn't care. It feels like he's just sort of just going...
I mean, the fight with D'Artagnan was a little bit better, but not by much.
Not by much. He just seems like he really doesn't care about anything.
He doesn't care much. He just goes like, I didn't kill your dad. Don't fight me.
In court, like, his reaction is, no, this man is lying. I'm very angry about this. I swear I'm very angry. I didn't kill anyone. I don't know this person.
I didn't kill this person.
It's just, I don't believe it at all. It's kind of like... So, basically, fast forward, Atos is sentenced to death. D'Artagnan, who at this point is doubting the fact that Atos killed his father, because this is...
Back hanging out with Constance and her husband.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Constance and her husband, and the other Musketeers show up and I guess are sort of like, okay, we need to go save Atos now and find out what really happened. Would you recognize
the people who did kill your dad? Great, you're coming with us.
Yeah.
So they don't seem particularly bothered by it, to be honest. They're just kind of like, okay, we've got to go save him.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's like no point. Something that happens every day, and oh shit, Athos has got himself sentenced to death by royal decree again. Gosh darn it.
The problem is that they're very much in between. They're not cheerful, tongue-in-cheek about. They're not cracking jokes. Because Atos is in prison, just sort of feeling sorry for himself and remembering his dramatic backstory.
Yeah,
that's all he's doing.
Doing a lot of melancholic stuff. It's a little bit overdone, to be honest. It's a little bit
slightly annoying, and the rest of them are just like, okay, we kind of need to save it. But at no point do you feel anybody caring about anybody else.
No, because the plot like turns away from Atos and goes in. It does feel very much like, because the plot switches from Atos so completely to the two Musketeers and D'Artagnan trying to track down what actually happened. It gets very muddled, and you don't feel like you don't completely forget that Athos has been sentenced to death, but it never gets mentioned by the three people. They just don't care.
That's the thing. What we needed here was an actual human, either all jokes, like jokes the entire time, wisecracking, with Atos being, you're gonna kill me, are you? And the Musketeers being, using jokes to cover the fact that this is a tense situation, or a human reaction from somebody who's actually concerned, somebody who actually cares,
to feel worried. You could have had them talking around like the table in one of the inns about what Athos has done for them as a friend, or how important he is to the Musketeers. Any kind of small moment where they're sharing with D'Artagnan why they care so much that they've gone all over France to try and find the truth because they're German.
Just even a facial reaction, like 3 seconds of a reaction from somebody who actually looks devastated, because this is literally, there's not even, oh, he'll be executed on this day at dawn. It's literally tomorrow morning, he dies at dawn.
It's like no way that they travelled all their way across France in a day.
Yeah, that's another thing, but it's immediate, and it should be, people should be shocked. Instead, they're just sort of going, they don't have, everyone's kind of like, no, this is so unfair.
There's no way all that happened in a day. They go to the inn where his dad was shot, dig up the body, find out it's not the right body, go back to where other Musketeers have disappeared, dig up those bodies, find out they're different bodies, track down a King's Guardman, torture him into telling them that this other King's Guardman has been murdering people in the Musketeers' name because of orders, find out where that Musketeer guy is, go to his camp, find Constance, force her into coming along another what the fuck moment, break into the camp, fight all those people, and it's not the next day? And they track down this one red guard that they know so they can get some information out of him. They just had to scare him into talking. They're not good at this. They tie him up to a pillar and they threaten to kill him, and they talk about where they'd like to shoot him, and they light a musket and forget to put the bullet in it. So they pull the trigger and the flint... I'm relatively certain that there would be some kind of bang, even if you didn't put a fucking bullet in it, because you've just ignited the fucking gunpowder, so no thank you. So they managed to intimidate him into talking, but...
So they're in Bad Guy Land, Bad Guy Camp, where they're going to find one of the... Bad Guy and use him as a witness or whatever, to go in and save Atos. Constance is there, and they're like, right, so what we're gonna do is, you're gonna pretend to be...
of this. We are ad-libbing this moment. It'd have been great if we'd had this scene.
Yeah.
I'd have loved to have seen
that would be nice, but yeah, unfortunately she just shows up there pretending to be a prostitute. Goes up to the guard and, you know, tries to get him to pay attention to her while they, like, and while he's distracted, they, like, knock him unconscious or whatever.
He's my favourite
This is the stupidest I understand that you're writing...
It's weird because in this moment, the episode decides to take a wild turn from melodrama to, hey, we're being funny now. And it's just like, you've given me whiplash because this is suddenly a completely different show.
That's one thing. And then do you want me to take you seriously or not take you seriously? Because if I'm not taking you seriously, you should be funnier. And if I have to take you seriously, this married woman has now been kissed on the street by a random guy, is now in the company of random men in the middle of nowhere, I don't even know where they are, pretending to be a prostitute.
I want to dial us back to if we're taking you seriously and your plan to get into the bad guy camp is to use a woman pretending to be a prostitute to distract them.
Yeah, the only genuinely funny line in this episode comes from the guard that she's trying to distract. It's not even that funny, but I wasn't expecting them to crack. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. Because basically she goes, okay, for 50 sous, I'm going to take you to heaven. And the guard basically goes, are you one of those crazy religious nuts?
You're also trying to make me believe that Aramis and Porthos no other woman in Paris except the married lady.
Yeah,
like,
let's use
both of the
Constance because
womanizers
she's a character.
in the Three Musketeers don't know any other ladies at all.
It's a very
ever.
transparent way to try to give her a bigger role, and it's not warranted in this.
No, D'Artagnan finds the guy who killed his dad and basically tries to kill him, and all the other Musketeers have to actually be like, dude, we're here because we need him as a witness to save Atos, remember? Let's not kill him. And then he goes, okay.
A little trigger happy.
Just
or
a little bit. He
rough,
goes, okay.
happy.
And they leave the guy on the ground without securing him, without grabbing him. Nothing.
Yeah, literally the conversation is D'Artagnan has him like with his sword, and Porthos is like, don't kill him, we need him as a witness, and D'Artagnan's like, fine then, and walks off, and Porthos is looking in another direction.
Leaving the guy on the ground with his sword. Of course the guy sits up and tries to stab D'Artagnan. Why wouldn't he? There were literally no reason for him not to do that.
Yeah.
So then D'Artagnan kills him, and you're just like, well, that was handled well, boys.
Conveniently though,
yeah,
they find the missing musketeer uniforms that the bad guys used, and they're like, okay, this is proof enough. Yeah, we have uniforms now.
Next we
can
see
prove everything.
Atos is in front of a firing squad. And
this is really annoying when it's done badly. This is the moment where we're meant to be.
Badly too.
It's done really badly.
It's done really badly.
We're meant to be on the edge of our seats at this point because it's dawn. Atos is in front of a firing squad and he's gonna die in the next 5 seconds because they're literally preparing to fire. There's no like leading him there or whatever. They're literally going to fire. Porthos and Aramis calmly walk down the steps of wherever they are. Those people should be running like hell in there and just screaming. A split second later, he would have been dead.
There's no way they possibly timed it that well.
Yeah, there's literally no tension here. You know they're gonna save him, but okay, you know that anyway. But there's not even the illusion of tension because your very characters are very calmly walking down the steps and going, hey guys, you might not want to kill him because we have an order here from the king to not kill him.
I think the only moment of even slight reaction is when D'Artagnan kills the guy. Porthos has this moment where he's just kind of like, shit.
But that lasts
very
half a second because literally, I didn't even notice that, by the way.
I've only seen it because I saw it twice. And it's like...
She saw it twice, in case you didn't know.
I've seen this episode twice. 2 seconds later, he finds the missing uniform, so it's not...
It doesn't even last. There's no
impact.
moment of despair in this anywhere.
But this is a very high-stakes situation. Like this, you can't get much higher than these high stakes. This is super high stakes.
Yeah, and there's a lot you could have done with it. You could have his friends being devastated. You could
like,
have D'Artagnan feeling extremely guilty.
That as well. You really want to see
something
about D'Artagnan realizing he's got an innocent man arrested. But he hasn't really, but as far as he knows, he has. There's a lot of stuff there that could have been great for building character, but this is way too early in the series to do it.
We're gonna finish with, are we gonna continue watching this show? Yeah, we are, as we already mentioned. It does have potential. There are hot guys in it, so we may as well.